Hello viewers, welcome to your show Aussie Hard Talk, brought to you by KoollifeTV. I'm your host Selam. Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and we pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Today we have a special guest at KoollifeTV studio. This is someone who's made an impact in the community, especially when it comes to skilled migrant women. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Rob to the show.
Exclusive at koollifetv.com.
Thank you very much,
No
Selam.
worries.
It's absolutely my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's great to see you. Rob, tell me, how are you? How was your day?
I've had a fabulous day, thank
Fabulous
you.
day? Fantastic. Rob, now for our viewers and guests that are watching that would like to know a little bit about yourself, please introduce yourself. Where were you born? What's your heritage?
So, a quick introduction. I
Yeah.
mean, Selam here is actually much closer to the average West Australian and Australian than me. You know, a white guy. I'm a fifth generation Australian of mostly Irish, Scottish, English genes with some Polish genes.
You're a
thrown
true
in.
mixed bag. I love it.
But actually, a fifth generation, Salam's a first generation.
Correct.
More than 30% of West Australians are first generation
That's true.
immigrants, and more than 60% have got at least one parent born overseas. So, curiously, this wonderful lady here is closer to the average West Australian than I am.
Absolutely.
I'm born, I've got 8 brothers and sisters.
Amazing. What a big family. Hey,
Amazing parents, but I was born the poorer end than the wealthy end in a farming family.
hard work.
And of a Christian background. I studied agriculture. My first job was actually working on rice in Kununurra, about as far north in West Australia as you can
Amazing.
get.
Absolutely fascinating.
I've done a lot of crop research, mostly working with farmers, but along the way I had a lot of interaction with Indigenous people and went to school with quite a lot of diverse guys from various places like Broome, etc.
Beautiful.
And in my career, which was 43 years, I moved into biosecurity, quarantine, I detected dogs at airports, all of that sort of stuff.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Worked in Canberra for a year, came back to be Director General of Agriculture here for 6.5 years. And then a bit of international trade and education. In that time, I travelled a lot to try and grow opportunities for West Australian agricultural products.
Yeah,
so I
amazing,
visited
Robbie.
a lot of countries, and I learnt an enormous amount from those people, including some simple rules I adopted. I decided that the people I met as a senior public servant from Australia, the people across the table from me, were often, if not always, smarter than me. I thought most of them, in thinking about Asian and Middle Eastern countries, lots of them had a much more difficult journey to get to that seat talking to me than I had to get to them.
Yeah, incredible stories.
And a lot of them, especially we're talking about people in huge communities and economies, China, India, Indonesia, etc. Every day their life was much more complex than mine. You know, here in this paradise that we live in here in Western Australia, you know, I have some hard days, but they're relatively simple days by comparison. And so that engaged me a lot with diasporas and foreign people of all kinds. So certainly from that point onwards, my interest in working with our customer countries, our migrants who are part of diasporas here, was really ignited, and I've done a lot of work and a lot of volunteer time in that area ever since, and it's been a joy.
Absolutely amazing. Honestly, I think that chapter of your life is a lot more longer than what you've just explained, and you've touched a lot of people's lives and also learned along the way about the different journeys that migrants experience or have experienced, and have supported them and been their voice throughout that. And I thank you on behalf of many that do know you when they see this interview, and for all the other incredible work that you've done in your agriculture sector. So good on you, Robbie. Amazing. Such wealth of knowledge and experience, 43 years is amazing. Fantastic.
And someone so young, yeah.
Yeah. So now, you know, I mean, look, career, it's a massive thing. And I love how you've woven your career experience into, you know, what you've done for the community, for a number of the migrant women, and including myself, which we'll get to later down the track. Now, with the mentoring that you've done, you've mentioned skilled migrant women from across 21 countries. That's amazing, Robbie.
23 now. Yeah.
Oh, 23. Incredible. Amazing. So just out of curiosity, obviously with the background that you've just mentioned, what inspired you to start working as a mentor, and how was that experience shaped your perspective on migration and integration?
Well, I was doing a lot of work, both as Director General of Agriculture, but then when I went into another department which had a responsibility for trade and investment attraction, I was spending a lot of time engaging with the local diasporas, with consul generals and their communities, and trying to work out how to develop trade, business between West Australian businesses and overseas businesses. And it was really curious to me that we had a lot of people talking about how we do this and we do that. But for example, with university students, universities do a lot, they claim a lot of success, governments do a lot, they claim a lot of success. But it became increasingly clear to me that the person who was going to get the next overseas student to come to Perth was probably an existing student from the same country, a previous student,
correct.
Or a member of the local diaspora. And so if we were going to develop B2B, as many foreign diaspora people call it, we're going to develop B2B, we had to focus much more on the P2P, the people to people, the relationship. So a lot of, if we're going to do big things like export wheat or export iron ore or something, I mean, that's done by huge companies. But new trade, new business, and including, every student was going to be done through people, by people. And so I wanted to do a lot more in that area. And I was exploring this, and I came up with chose the word kaleidoscope
we have to
to illustrate what I thought was this incredible diversity. And I actually bought a whole lot of kaleidoscopes from China. Because if I ask people, did they have a kaleidoscope as a child, I can tell within milliseconds whether they did or not. Because everyone who had one, just a tube with, in the old days, pieces of broken glass in it, which you put up to the light, creates beautiful patterns. And everyone can remember that.
Exactly. Those memories were incredible.
And it seemed to me that kaleidoscope was the best description for our multicultural community. All of these people, in some cases people say refugees, the broken glass is quite relevant. But when you put them all together and shine light on them, you have this incredible beauty. And also this incredible movement. Every time you touch it, it's different.
Changes to different,
And so I was actually thinking about how do I do something with this name. So
you really are the man behind Kaleidoscope.
Well, not the Kaleidoscope mentoring program, because the amazing Sarah Janali was at the very same time developing a mentoring program, which was in lots of ways borrowed from Toronto. And when I checked the internet to see if anyone was using Kaleidoscope as a name in Perth, Kaleidoscope mentoring program launch was happening the following week.
Amazing.
So
but it just makes so much sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah, so, and I give a lot of credit to Sarah. She did a great job of attracting that program here and initiating it, and Sema Santos and the other people involved in that program. But I joined and supported them. And so that was really the start of my mentoring of migrants. I'd done a bit with universities and whatever, but I started there, and now I do mentoring through Kaleidoscope, it's got a new incarnation now with Red Cross rather than City of Stirling.
Amazing.
But I do mentoring in all sorts of ways, and often now through just personal referral of someone who says, Rob, can you help this person?
Honestly, this is just so incredible, and to know that you've been around some of the sisters that I call not just my friends but my family, people like Astrid and Jessica who've been a part of this is really incredible to know. And we've got a surprise for the viewers, so make sure you're watching until the end to just know the impact that you've made. Robbie, honestly, God bless you.
Look, it's a joy. I mean, you mentioned a few of the people, everyone that I've worked with, they're a different person. They're a very different person. They're unique here. They have a unique challenge to get a job and thrive in this community.
100%.
And so it's a great joy to learn as much as I can about them quickly, so that I can really uplift them as quickly and as well as possible. So we work quite closely together, and I mean, it's a very rewarding and intellectually challenging thing.
Yeah, only for those that are as strong as you are. And just talking about some of the challenges, Robbie, what are some of the key challenges skilled migrants face when settling in Australia, and how does mentorship help them navigate these obstacles? What have your perspectives been on that?
So migrants have been coming to Australia, joining our First Nations people for a long time now, and huge growth after the Second World War, mostly them from Europe. And the stories they've got to tell are often stories of hardship and determination and resilience. And immigrants arrive much more quickly now, usually by plane, but they come with courage. I mean, no one leaves their motherland and often their family without great courage and determination. 100%. And they come here, and I mean, this is a dream place.
It is, and we're so grateful.
But they find it when they get here, it's actually much harder than they thought it was going to be, that they'd been led to believe.
Sure, because it is. It's not easy at all.
And to the point that, I've had quite a few people despairing that they've had such difficulty getting jobs, that they think Australia wanted us to come. At least Australia had the settings which were attractive to them, but actually I feel like they don't want me, which is not the case, but it's been really difficult. So they're very different culture, different language, different skin colour, long complex names, many strong accents, there's a lot of things which just make it different, and no knowledge of what is an almost, if not unique, job application system. So
how they work,
no one uses, so far I can discover, no one uses a selection criteria based recruiting process as we do in Australia, And so you can imagine, it doesn't matter what culture you come from overseas, all of them have got a deeply ingrained training in humility.
Absolutely.
But actually, when you come to apply for a job in Australia, you've got to promote yourself, and every bit of you.
Yes, oh my goodness,
that's
I
going
can
to
really
get a job.
Relate to this.
So
I can so relate to this.
So I work through
the confidence
helping
building,
them,
right?
And many of them come. They've got almost no confidence, no self-belief left, and I had a very cathartic time with one mentee a long time ago now, who had applied for over 70 jobs without success, and
so heartbreaking.
And she was heartbroken, right? She was also she had no positive energy left in a way.
Should have been drained through that, the disappointment.
Yeah. And so it was not really, and she came back to me later when she's doing really well now and got multiple jobs in her career growth.
Fantastic.
And she said, Rob, I didn't understand that I actually couldn't write a good job application or do an interview because I'd lost so much self-belief. So I spent with still quite a lot of immigrants, mostly women. I've helped quite a few guys, but probably 85% of them have been women. my first and sometimes second and third role with them is to build and rebuild their self-belief. And then we get into
and that takes time, doesn't it? Because a lot of them have come from traumatic experiences or domestic violence or some sort of, from a war-torn country. It takes time, especially for women, because they've got to heal emotionally, And for you to be, I guess, to do what you do and do it so great.
They've got to have confidence in
trust
me,
in you,
a white guy. And we're talking about Muslim women, people from 23 different
Africans,
countries,
like myself.
Africans, they're very different cultures.
You are such an asset to the community, Robbie. I really hope that you know that.
But I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but I find it a natural thing now.
To do that,
Because it's not quite like travelling overseas, but with every migrant that I work with, I focus on meeting them where they are, right?
Yes, and I can be a witness to that.
Yeah, so you have to learn, get really a close understanding and connection with them.
Yeah.
And because if I don't effectively reach out and reach down sometimes to meet them where they are, I can't help them to get to where they need to be.
So true. So true.
And that's a great and sometimes very quick voyage of discovery. And over time, we used to do a lot of that in coffee shops and the like. But I've helped some mentees in Australia who were overseas before, when I met them, helped them a lot to get a job soon after they got here. I've helped a couple of people who I've actually never met or only met very briefly once in Melbourne or something, because they really need help, and I seem to be able to open the curtains and we really start to engage, and
because
it works really well.
You have that soft nature of you that it's really not that hard to trust someone like Robbie, because your heart is on your sleeve, Robbie. You know what I mean? And the way you care, the level of concern that you have. Honestly, if you were a doctor, oh my goodness, I reckon there will be hospitals built in every third world country due to your kindness. And this is the actual truth, Robbie, honestly.
So, but I'm very committed to this, and I just ask a really practical question. Why would we encourage migrants to come here and then not want them get into the workforce and make the best contribution they can possibly make?
Absolutely.
So that they can be successful, their employer can be more successful, their family and community can be more successful. So we all rise together. So that's, and I've done a lot of that in my life in coaching junior sporting teams or of different things, and my own employees when I was a senior executive. I mean, really, you want everyone to be able to give of their best. For various reasons, they might not do that. But if you're not achieving something like the best of everyone, you're operating way below your collective potential.
Amazing. You are just a good Samaritan, the guardian angel that is hidden beneath our own eyes here. That's the truth.
I'm just Robbie from the suburbs, and and
you
I do
are
this.
Not Robbie's from the suburbs. Robbie, the amazing angel, the real guardian angel that's overlooking the number of migrants that are here. Because I'm sure when our sisters watch this, each and one of them will have their own little teardrop because of what you've done for them. And this is just the beginning of this interview. There's more exciting things to come. And I think you've actually really gone into a little bit of the success stories, which is your, I guess, since you've mentioned a little bit about it, which ones are the most memorable success story from your time as a mentor towards really not just even migrants, but any special memorable one that stands out to you?
I'm going to get in trouble if I go there. They might recognise themselves.
Go for it. I reckon do it. Let them know. Let them know.
Everyone is, they are genuinely unique, right? And some we work together for quite a brief period, but the light goes on and they realise what they have to do, and they've got often the language skills to be able to do that. Some I've worked with for quite a long time. But if you imagine a scenario where someone is from another culture, the language is different, but the language structure is completely different.
Altogether. Great.
They might be wearing a hijab as well, and there are not that many people around them here. A lot more in recent years, but less, and they're really keen to get a job. They can't initially even imagine how they're going to turn around their humility
Let alone,
and their language structure to make a claim against a selection criteria
really difficult,
that
to be
I'm
honest.
that I'm amazing
That I'm
at
the right
this,
candidate,
and I've demonstrated this here. So the ones that I've worked really closely with to really climb over that wall are some of the greatest joy.
Amazing.
Some people, they're incredibly talented. There's another lady who had been working in a war zone. I won't say where, but she'd been working in a war zone, and their job was to wait till the army told them that the fighting had stopped, and they had to go out and support the families who had been directly impacted. Family members had been killed, children had been maimed by landmines, etc. And she couldn't see how she was going to be able to use that experience in a job application to make the case here.
Incredibly difficult.
And I said, look, and she works in child protection. I said, I'm pretty sure you're going to be right. There's some tough areas in Perth, but where you've been, we just have to tell that story.
Share the story to connect, right?
So I was the translator effectively of how to tell that amazing experience and skills that she'd applied there, and how she was going to be able to use them here in this incredibly lucky, but not for everyone, community that we're in.
What if you weren't there to do that? Could you imagine?
Well, she probably would have got a job, because she was, these are all very courageous and determined
people. But you made
people.
that transition easier. And that's the point of this journey, isn't it?
And a lot quicker. So, having a person in a family that is locked out of professional employment for a long time is a huge emotional load.
Absolutely.
But quite a lot of financial load in their family. So I think of it, if I can help these people get a job more quickly, sometimes much more quickly, then their life, is uplifted. And some of them told me, I've given you some testimonials that they've written for me. It's been life-changing for them, because they hadn't realised that it could make such a difference so quickly. And I said, well, why wouldn't I do it?
And honestly, Robbie, I'm sure the viewers are enjoying this. We're going to go on a quick break. But honestly, this was fantastic. This was amazing. I just think this is still a really small percentage of the real journey of your mentorship and all the great things you've done. We will be going for a quick short break. And
Hello, viewers. Yes, we are open for advertisement, we are open for sponsorship, we are open for partnership. You want to be trained, or probably you want to join the KTV, you want to become a TV presenter, or probably you want to be a movie actress, you want to understand about filmmaking, or probably you want to learn about filmmaking, you want to know about how TV program come, or probably you just want to do an excursion. This studio is open for you. Is there anything in the community you think we should be concerned about, or you want us to create an awareness about something that is very important in our community, or emergency funding? Please contact us at KTV. We're going to help you. And probably if you have a children who actually wanted to be trained to know about multimedias, about filmmaking, register your children, register yourself, register your families, register your friends. This platform, we train people about cinematography, we train people fully about multimedia. Contact us today and we'll give you more information about our training packages. If you want to be part of these multimedia courses, if you want to join us, if you want to learn about filmmaking, you want to become an actress, you want to become a model, you want to learn about cinematography, you want to become a colorist, you want to become a photographer, or you want to become a videographer, you want to know how to fly drones, please contact us. We have a package how to train you. DM us, we'll tell you. We teach you about online digital marketing, we teach you about content productions, and we teach you about skits, we teach you about most everything about multimedia. We are here for you. Or probably you also want to learn how to design a logo, or probably you even want to learn how to design a website, or probably you even want to design how to design a business card by yourself. We can teach you some basic things about graphics designs, about motion designs, about still design, about 3D design. We are here for you at Koollife Multimedia. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video. We'll be waiting for you at the next video.
right, and we still have our guest in the studio. Right, welcome back, Robbie. We have some more questions that I think are just exciting, with much more exciting responses that are going to come from you. And this one is the importance of mentorship. So in your view, in your experience, and your outlook of things, how important is mentorship, especially in the personal or professional development of skilled migrants? And what impact does that have in the broader community in integration?
Well, as a starting point, I think everyone should have at least one mentor or coach, and they're different. Look them up, but and in a career, especially if you're getting into a leadership role, right? So much is about what you do to uplift people and not damage anyone. And a mentor or a coach can help you a lot. And if you listen to experts, real experts in this area, I mean, some of them have got, 4 mentors and 2 coaches or whatever. Is that overload? I say no. So even in life,
more the merrier.
Life is complex. Even if it's not, you don't think it's super difficult.
Yeah.
But, and if you haven't got, if you're a migrant, you haven't got a mentor or 2, or 5 within your community, people you trust who can help you, or a coach, people who can uplift you, then I suggest you do that. Young people, clearly we try and do a lot more in that area, but we're still, I've got a huge amount to do. And so, and growing the mentorship family, the alumni, we haven't been that good at that. So there's a lot of people who've got some experience now at mentoring.
Yep.
I'd love to see a lot more mentors, and totally for us, between us, in various programs and informally be able to help a lot more people.
Fantastic.
It can be transformational,
Yeah, it is. And look, lucky me, I'm sitting right across from my own mentor, and for the time that we have connected and we've talked about so many amazing things, and you're mapping out my life plan between, 35 to 40 and where I really am heading. It has made a big impact on what I should be really thinking. And even though I'm a leader myself in so many ways, I am here because of the amazing people and mentors I've had in my life. And to have you as an addition to that, has impacted my life, where I wanted to share you with those who might not know about you yet. And for those that know you, I'm sure will be proud that you're here having a chat with me.
Thank you. You're very kind. But back to you, I mean, if I can help you be a little bit more successful at the amazing things you do
Thanks, Rob.
earlier, then that graph, which is for all of us, can be exponential, right?
Absolutely.
If you know anything about those numbers, I mean, you get a huge difference
spike
at the end. So I think that's the case for everyone. So the earlier you engage mentor or coach and can get an uplift in your career or in your life, the better. And if I can make a tiny difference or a big difference in someone's life here in Australia, they're going to be more successful, much bigger contributors to our community, and our whole community and economy is going to be grow and uplifted.
Correct.
I mean, it's a joyful thing to do.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? No, and honestly, I want to thank all my mentors who've walked in my life, since I've been here in Australia. You all know yourselves, and since this, journey within leadership and community, it's been a real honor to have people that I can contact when I'm uncertain about certain things and be guided with people like Robbie. So thank you. Just around cultural diversity, you've worked with individuals from over 23 countries. How does understanding cultural diversity play a role in effective mentoring skilled migrants?
It's enormous, right?
Yeah.
There's a real risk, and as you get older, that all of your thinking originates from you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my reminder to myself with every new migrant that I work with is meet them where they are, right? So if I really try and understand their situation, almost look from where they're at, then we're going to be successful really quickly.
Absolutely.
And it is cultural diversity with a big D.
For sure.
And that's without the matrix with personality and circumstances. So, everyone is unique.
So true.
Everyone will have a unique trajectory. And so they can make a fabulous contribution. So just understanding that diversity is so powerful and so incredibly kaleidoscopic, you know.
Yeah, very. Oh,
Means
you
that
couldn't be more right.
we can really start to do much more than have a food festival or you
Yeah.
know, a cultural festival with dance, etc.
Dances, yeah.
Every immigrant from, you know, I've only touched a few cultures,
Yes.
23.
That's still
it could-
incredible. You know, round of applause. If you're home watching, give him a good clap because I want to, but I've got this with me.
Yeah,
It's
so
incredible,
that's so
Robbie. It
understanding
really is.
that and how we can everyone can make a great contribution, live in real harmony, have a real respect for each other, appreciation, and actually want everyone to succeed. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
That's
so
what
beautiful.
drives me.
Your drive is amazing.
I probably help an immigrant, a mentee. One of them do something every day. Sometimes
Something
I spend
amazing.
a few hours.
Yeah.
and
Oh, look, I
just
think I can, give a few names out, but we'll be here for a while because they're amazing women that you've worked with. And I really cannot wait to tag them into this interview when it's out because it's an honor. And just on reflection there, Robbie, after such a fulfilling career, especially, with volunteer work, what's next for you? Are there any new challenges or projects you're looking forward to or you would like to pursue?
I'm very committed to mentoring. In fact, I tell my mentees that they have a contract with me for life. You know, most of them are successful,
Love it. The best contract to ever have is this kind of contract.
They disappear, right? And that's absolutely how it should be. You know, it's another class in the year sort of thing. But others have needed me, and they all come back to me just for some help.
Yeah.
I'm helping in a way, a disturbing number of mid-career migrant women who are suffering serious bias in their workplaces,
that is unfortunate.
and so I'm helping them, and that can make a real difference to them. I suspect there's a lot more people in that sort of situation, and I try to direct people or help them get to some other fantastic professional migrant women who work in this space.
Fantastic.
So they can get that sort of help.
Well, you're quite busy, Robbie, I have to admit.
Yeah. So,
right?
and there are other great, I work still with the Kaleidoscope program,
Yeah.
which is now hosted by Red Cross.
Yes, amazing.
So,
absolutely amazing.
And there are other great programs. A couple of ladies run Reach Her, which does a lot of work with migrant women as well. So, I'm trying to catalyse, if you like, what I do. And if I was able to help grow the mentorship alumni more, that would be great.
Incredible.
I'm getting increasingly, maybe I'm just getting older and a little more grumpy, but I'm pretty focused on
You're still amazing.
a better democracy.
Yes.
I love
Aren't we
democracy.
all?
I love a vibrant democracy.
Yes.
We've had some parts of our democracy have not perhaps been as respectfully and competitive, where we really get to what the key issues are and we help everyone as much as we can. So I'm doing a little more in that. I do get mentored by a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old and 11-year-old and a 13-year-old grandchildren. So
beautiful.
I hope I'm still growing a little bit myself.
Oh, look, I think I have no doubt if or not, but I'm sure you've got a beautiful family that love and adore you, and you also have the
exclusive at koollifetv.com.
All right, so we had a quick chat on your way in, and I just love how creative you are, and you use a specific phrase that I think I'm so proud of. I can't wait to go and post so that I can just say #PanAussie. I've always said, especially when working in the hospitals, I've always told my patients, look, I'm a true blue Aussie, but with the brown eyes. I'm a brown Aussie, So, yeah, tell me a little bit about what that perspective was on, especially the fair dinkum, for those who don't know about it.
Well, as I said at the start, my forebears came here as early as 1835. From Prussia, Poland now. And there are so many migrant stories. There are also a lot of First Nation stories.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But there's the most incredible diversity of endeavour, of courage, of hardship, in the migrant stories.
Definitely.
And if we go back a long way, we had Afghan camel drivers here a long time ago. And we go to Dinkum Aussie, right? This is a term used to be used a lot more than it is now, but it means it's like real, is that ring dinkum?
Yeah.
Are you dinkum? Are you
Yes,
serious?
exactly.
Are you real?
Always loved it. Loved my favorite
that
saying.
sort of you put an Akubra hat on and
that dinkum?
some R.M. Williams boots. Do I look like a dinkum Aussie? Well, maybe. So I looked this word up. Right, where did it come from?
The origin of it.
And so the history books describe two possible origins for this word. The English one, unsurprisingly, won out because in the earlier days in this nation, nearly all of the academics would have been from England or from UK, and a lot of migrants were from UK. And so one option was there's a word out of Cornwall in England in the mining communities there that sounds a lot like dinkum, and so that was the answer.
Incredible.
There's an alternative, right?
Yes.
So there were a lot of Chinese, Cantonese here on the goldfields, and there's some Cantonese words, din gum, which means good gold. Now, I've been to Ballarat and places in the goldfields, and the Chinese, if they discovered real gold as opposed to fool's gold, apparently they used to yell din gum. And so I choose to believe that dinkum actually comes from the goldfields and the Cantonese miners
something new every day.
Rather than from Cornwall. Who knows what the real answer is, but it's just an illustration that just like the Afghan camel drivers and the German wine growers and others,
thought?
There were people here from migrant countries and big diasporas of people a long time ago, and we all have got some heritage here, and we all should be trying to rise together.
Just perfection is what you are, Robbie. Absolutely amazing. All right, now we are going to get into a little appreciation from us at KTV to you. It's time for some gifts. So a token of our appreciation that you've, been able to come today and share these incredible stories and journey. So give me 2 seconds. Let me grab it for you.
It's really big and covered in gold or something.
Well, since we're on that note of fair dinkum, right? Let me grab it. 2 seconds.
Exclusive at koollifetv.com.
You are deserving of this. All right. So what I'm going to get you to do is take it, and we want to see the surprise. So you can feel free and open it and tell us what's in there. And you can also have a read on what's on there for you.
I'm glad I left the public service. I can accept gifts now.
Oh, this is different. This is your home. This is the community.
Hey.
Yes, that's your
This is going on my desk.
Exactly, of course it is.
Next to my kaleidoscope.
Let's do it. What does it say?
Look at that.
Show the camera. Let's have a
look. I
look.
love myself.
Beautiful.
A simple smile can bring out all the positive emotions in you, and it can. And guess what?
Be kind.
KTV, be kind to others.
How beautiful. In order to help others, you have to have love in your heart, and that's a little appreciation from us. And just before we go to the next step, which is going to be special from your bit, I just want to ask, what advice do you have for women, especially those who want to help, migrant women? And any word of advice as well for our Koollife TV studio?
Well, I mean, reach out to someone, a potential mentor, a potential coach, a potential connection. Don't be as shy as maybe your cultural training says.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true. Find a way and be the best version of you, right?
Exactly.
What a place the world would be if everyone got to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
If we can't create in this amazing city, one of the top 20 cities in the world,
exactly.
If we can't create an environment where the majority of people who are mentally well and physically well can't be the best person of themselves, and make our community and our economy even more amazing, where is it possible to do it?
Exactly. This is the best place.
So that's what
Absolutely.
I try and do in my little way,
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for
And
that.
play good golf.
Yeah. Oh, you have to, because you need to take care of yourself as well. So, I just want to say thank you from us on this incredible topic.
Pleasure.
And I
been really good and really fun.
Good. That's what we want to hear. And there's a special bit. This is going to be yours. I really look forward to seeing it. And the viewers are excitedly waiting because they want to be a part of it. So let's do it.
Exclusive at koollifetv.com.
Now, hello viewers, we're coming to the end of the show. Don't forget to contact KTV for your community awareness and promotion. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. I am your host, Selam Tegegn. Have a good day.
Yes, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share and comment on this video. You are welcome to #1 multicultural channel in Australia, and I would like you to be our next guest on this show. If you have anything that impacts the community in the world, if you're a community leader, this channel is for you. Bring your stories and we'll listen to you, and we're gonna hear. Are you in the community suffering how to acquire jobs? Are you in the community, or you just landing in this country for the first time? Or you are having issue about accommodation, you are having issue about regarding to job, or you're just landing in this country, you don't know your way, in and out. If you're coming to this country for the first times, please contact us. We show you the way from A to Z, step and step, how to be a law-abiding citizen in this country. We are here for you at Koollife Multimedia. Contact us. Thank you.